Today we are starting off with the announcement over the weekend and continuing coverage of the death of State Senator John Scott. And we're learning more about his life and legacy and accomplishments through the years and how much he meant to his constituents.
News 19's Zoe Henry joins us live from the State House with more.
Andrea, Rachel, Senator Scott's death was announced Sunday afternoon, and along with all of the people who loved him so much, he leaves behind a 35-year legacy of impact and legislation. Now, I spoke with community members and lawmakers today who say he worked so hard to change South Carolina. From education to rural equity, his colleagues say Senator John Scott would be at the podium lending his voice to issues that mattered during the legislative session over his 30-year tenure. One of those colleagues is longtime Senator Brad Hutto.
Did not interest him. Over the years, he was very involved in issues surrounding housing to make sure that we have affordable housing in our communities. And like I say, probably over and transportation as well. He understood that transportation was a challenge, particularly in our rural communities. If the word rural got mentioned, even though John was from Columbia and one of probably the most urban districts in the state, he championed the cause of people that lived out in the country.
And the fight for those issues didn't go unnoticed by his constituents. Scott Hereford has lived in Senator Scott's district in Richland County his whole life.
And Senator Scott and my grandfather shared a mutual interest for education. My grandfather was the first African-American dean at USC, and as we all know, Senator Scott had a huge affinity for HBCUs across the state, and through their love of education, they formed a natural bond. And that trickled down to Senator Scott and myself.
One of his more recent initiatives that passed requires all historically black colleges and universities in South Carolina to have a career institute. This is a program Senator Scott worked closely on with Dr. Barbara Adams at South Carolina State, his alma mater.
So his vision is that each one of the schools would have a focus area where they would develop projects or activities or programs to make our students more prepared for the workforce.
Adams adds this is the project that will be etched into university history.
I'm really deeply saddened by his death because he started something that I think that is going to probably be one of his good legacies as far as the universities are concerned.
Leaving behind a legacy of hard work and dedication. According to the State House website, Senator Scott filed 19 bills this past legislative session, and 4 of them were able to pass. At the State House, Zoe Henry, News 19, WLTX.
All right, Zoe, thank you so much. And now some new information that we literally just got into our newsroom. Funeral plans for the senator have in fact been finalized. The visitation will be this Friday. That's going to be at Levy's Funeral Home, which is in downtown Columbia, of course, on Taylor Street, from 6 to 7 on Friday. His memorial service will then be the following day on Saturday at Bible Way Church of Atlas Road. That will start at 11. And finally, Senator Scott will be laid to rest at Memorial Gardens of Columbia. After that, a reception will be held immediately following the funeral. The reception will be at Bible Way Church.